So DNA replication, yesterday we have completed up to synthesis of new DNA strand. Just revision for that. So each separated strand of Y-shape replicating fork, it acts as a mold or template for synthesis of new DNA. Generally, that means DNA replication starts from RNA, small molecule. Yesterday we have discussed regarding the RNA primer molecule. So because of this RNA primer, replication of DNA, it start, and this RNA primer, it attached to the 3' end of the template. Attached to this 3' end of the template. Like this is one template, it attached to in this region. This is another template, here it attached to this region. That means it attached to the 3' end of the template, and when it attached to that 3' end, it attract complementary nucleotide from the nucleoplasm. That means yesterday we have discussed adenine attract thymine nucleotide, and then it form two weak bond between that adenine and thymine. Guanine attract cytosine from the nucleoplasm, cytosine nucleotide from the nucleoplasm, and in between guanine and cytosine, or these two nucleotides, they are bound by using the 3 weak hydrogen bond. So in this manner, vice versa, thymine attract adenine and this cytosine attract guanine. In this manner, complementary these nucleotides, they are attracted and they are joined to these nucleotides present on the template strand by forming the hydrogen bond. So in this way, and then these nucleotides, they are connected by using the phosphodiester bond. So in this manner, new DNA molecules, they are mainly synthesized, and the direction of new DNA synthesis is always 5'3' direction. 5'3' direction. New DNA always synthesized in this direction. Now synthesis of which strand? Leading and lagging strand. How the leading and lagging strand it is synthesized? So the template strand showing the free 3' end, that means to that 3' end, that means this phosphate is attached to the third carbon. This end, that's why it is called as a 3' end. So this end, it is known as, that means the template of the DNA template showing the free 3' end, that template it is known as a leading template. And the template showing the 5' end, free 5' end, that means here free OH group is attached to the 5th carbon atom. So that end it is known as 5' end. So the template showing free 5' end, that template it is called as a lagging template. So this Y-shape replicating fork having these two templates, leading as well as this lagging template, and they act as a mold or template, and a complementary new DNA in this manner it is synthesized according to that leading and lagging template. Remember this. And these strands, generally in the template, this replication process always starts at which end? Third carbon end. Replication process generally start at third carbon end, C3 end of the template. And as the strands of DNA, they are anti-parallel, that's why new DNA always synthesized in which direction? 5'3' direction. Remember that. So on the newly synthesized DNA strand, when out of these two newly synthesized DNA strand, the strand which is continuously formed towards the Y-shape replicating fork or towards the replication fork, that strand it is known as a leading strand, because synthesis of this new daughter DNA strand it is continuous, and continuous DNA strand it is synthesized. This strand it is known as leading strand. And other strand it also synthesized in 5'3' direction, but this synthesis of this DNA strand it is not continuous. New DNA synthesized in the discontinuous manner, and that type of strand it is known as a lagging strand. So in this way, this leading strand, continuous strand, develop towards the or synthesize towards the replication fork, and away from the replication fork, lagging strand, it is synthesized. So in this way, these two strands, leading and lagging strands, they are synthesized. Next step, it is called as the maturation of these Okazaki fragments. Maturation of Okazaki fragment. So opposite to the leading template. So this is this is lagging template. Opposite to this lagging template, new DNA synthesized in discontinuous manner. So fragments of the DNA, they are formed, and these fragments, they are called as the Okazaki fragments. So these fragments, the gaps present between these fragments, they are sealed with the help of enzyme called as a DNA ligase enzyme. So when these fragments, the gaps present between the fragments, they are sealed, then continuity of the lagging strand is also maintained. So in this manner, this type of process, that means these gaps, they are sealed with the help of which enzyme? Remember, DNA ligase enzyme. Then these RNA primer molecules, they are removed with the help of this DNA polymerase enzyme. So with the help of DNA polymerase enzyme, these RNA primer molecules, they are removed from the lagging strand, and this type of RNA primer, it is replaced with the help of DNA sequence. So this RNA primer replaced with the help of DNA sequence, and in case of eukaryotes, it is controlled by DNA polymerase alpha enzyme. So replacement of these, generally this, that means RNA primer, they are replaced with the help of DNA sequence by using the DNA polymerase alpha enzyme in case of eukaryotes, and in case of prokaryote, this type of DNA, that means DNA sequence, RNA primer replaced with the help of DNA sequence by using which enzyme? DNA polymerase first enzyme. So they may ask MCQ, this RNA primer replaced by using the DNA sequence in case of prokaryote by using dash enzyme. So which enzyme it is used in prokaryote? DNA polymerase first, and in case of eukaryote, it use, or which enzyme is used? DNA polymerase alpha enzyme, it is used in case of eukaryotes. So in this way, finally, this DNA gyrase or topoisomerase enzyme forms the double helix. Finally, so new DNA strands, they are developed opposite to the parental strand, and afterward these two strands, they get helically twisted around each other, and this process, it is under control of which enzyme? Topoisomerase or DNA gyrase. So by removing SSBP, single strand binding protein, it can be neutralized, and then the strands, they are mainly helically, newly synthesized strand and old strand, they get helically twisted around each other. So in this way, from single parental DNA to daughter new DNA, they are formed. Last step, formation of daughter DNA molecule. So at the end of replication, from single parental double-stranded DNA to daughter double-stranded new DNA molecules, they are formed. So this process is called as the replication or duplication of DNA molecule. So each of the daughter strand DNA. So this is one daughter DNA, this is another daughter DNA. So each of these daughter DNA shows one strand conserved from the mother or parental DNA. See, this is the strand which is conserved, and this is the newly synthesized DNA strand. This DNA also, this strand in this new DNA, it is conserved from the mother or parental DNA, and this is the newly synthesized DNA strand. That means in each daughter DNA, 50% strand conserved from the mother DNA or parental DNA, and only 50% strand, it is newly synthesized DNA strand. That's why the method, it is known as semi-conservative replication of DNA. Experimental confirmation of semi-conservative replication of DNA. So semi-conservative replication, that means during the time of replication, one strand of each daughter DNA it is conserved from the parental DNA, and other strand it is newly synthesized DNA strand. Other strand it is newly synthesized DNA strand. That's why method it is called as a semi-conservative replication. And this type of semi-conservative replication, it is proved experimentally with the help of, that means by using equilibrium density gradient centrifugation technique by scientists Michelson and Stahl. In 1958 they have proved experimentally with the help of their experiment, they prove the semi-conservative replication of DNA. Remember this. So how they perform experiment by using this technique? So they culture E. coli or Escherichia coli type of bacteria in the medium containing N14 light nitrogen. So you know that during replication of DNA, bacteria or living organism, they need nitrogen for synthesis of nitrogen bases, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. These nitrogen bases, they are synthesized by using such a type of nitrogen. Remember this. So they cultured the E. coli type of bacteria first in the medium, culture medium containing which nitrogen? Normal or light nitrogen N14, and then they obtain equilibrium density gradient band. Such a type of equilibrium density gradient band, it is obtained by using 6 molar cesium chloride CaCl2, and the position of the band is recorded. Position of band is recorded. Then after that, these E. coli cell, then they transfer to the other culture medium containing heavy radioactive isotope of nitrogen. Instead of now N14, they change the medium, culture medium, and they utilize which nitrogen in the culture medium? N15, heavy radioactive isotope of nitrogen they utilize in the culture medium. And then they allow these E. coli bacteria to replicate for several generations in that medium. And at equilibrium point, density gradient band was obtained. At the equilibrium point, density gradient band was obtained by using CeCl2, 6 molar CeCl2, and the position of band here also it is recorded. Then in the next part of experiment, the heavy DNA N15 molecule can be, that means heavy radioactive DNA, N15 type of DNA. This type of DNA, it can be differentiated or distinguished from the normal DNA by centrifugation in the 6 molar CeCl2, so that means cesium chloride solution gradient or density gradient. So the density gradient value of 6 molar CeCl2 and N15 DNA is almost same, and therefore at the equilibrium point this N15 DNA will form a band, and this band, in this case both the strands of DNA then they are labeled. So both the strands of DNA they are labeled by using, that means both these DNA strands they are having which isotope? Heavy radioactive isotope of nitrogen N15. Then these E. coli cell now transfer to another medium containing now normal nitrogen. So these E. coli cell having this N15 DNA, they are transferred to the another culture medium containing which nitrogen? Normal light nitrogen N14 type of nitrogen, and in that they allow to replicate So after first generation, the density gradient band for N14 as well as N15, this nitrogen was obtained. So N14 as well as N15, this band was obtained and its position was recorded. So after first generation, this band, it is position of band, it is recorded after first generation. Then after second generation, so that means first generation obtained within 20 minutes, second generation obtained after this 40 minutes. So after second generation, two density gradient, can you see here, two density gradient band was obtained, one at N14 nitrogen and N15 nitrogen, one at N14 and N15 nitrogen and other at N14 position. So other at N14 position and one at N14 and N15 position. So two such a type of bands they are obtained. This clearly indicate that. That means the position of band after two generation clearly indicate that replication of DNA is semi-conservative. In short, that means in the daughter DNA, one strand it is conserved from the parent and only one strand it is newly synthesized DNA strand. That means one it is 50% DNA is old and 50% DNA it is new. So it proves the semi-conservative replication of DNA.